This is the second battle between me and Dorner. The first battle I won fairly decisively because he didn't get to use his fast charge effectively against me. So it was something like 700 kills versus 1500. But now he knows my he knows my strategy. He knows what I'm planning to do here. So in the previous battle I deployed way off and kept pulling back. However, in this case, he's just going to wait, I think, with his fast charge and his fast charge and wait until I can't run away anymore, at which point I don't want to be the guy who stands at the red line and gets slaughtered at the red line. That's not going to be cool. So, I bring the same army, taking a bit of a risk, but Dorner, unfortunately, does the right thing. He brings Scythian noblewomen. And Scythian noblewomen have a few things going for them over my Amazonian riders. They have more health, they have higher melee attack, they have more armor, they have higher accuracy. They're just better. Better weapon damage. So, in order to kill these Scythian noblewomen, I have to use several units of my gals. But it's not going to be. It's going to be hard to make that cost effective. No, if Dorner just puts his horse archers here, and I can focus fire, then things are all good. But if he starts microing them and if he starts moving them about, there's really not much I can do. He can support his chicks with Germanic slingers. I have no foot skirmishers, so I'm not going to try to do anything fancy with my Amazonians early on because I'm going to take heavy losses from the Scythian noblewomen. Now, getting the Scythian noblewomen off the field would, of course, be extremely useful for me. But I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to try something else. So, in the previous battle, I pulled away from Dorner. In this battle, I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to try to charge him before fast charge is activated. So, in the previous battle, I tried to avoid the fast charge as much as possible, and it worked really well. Now, he's not going to allow me to do that again, so you can see he's moving his units together, and the reason why he does this is because of fast charge. So, I'm going to try to catch him while his formation is compressed like this. I'm going to stop him from being able to spread out. Now he's starting to spread out, and while he's spreading, here comes my cavalry thundering in. So, boom goes the Astati, boom goes the Astati, and now my second line of Galatian swords, even though these Astati are in fast charge is no defense from getting hammered by cavalry and the follow-up from Galatian swords. So the Astati losing down the line here, Illyrian Thoreos being chased away, and now most of my Galatian legionaries are safe from the charge of these Galatian legionaries. Very, very useful. Now these Galatian legionaries have a charge bonus of 48 now, which is just completely obscene. I'm winning here on the flanks. My Galatian swords did a fair bit of damage against the Astati, but the follow-up from the Galatian legionaries is going to slaughter them. So, let's see, where are the Scythian noblewomen? Yeah, the Scythian noblewomen are coming here, and they are going to kill my... Look at how quickly they're killing my my girls here. So I'm going to turn on heavy shots. I am blowing a bit here, but there's too much going on that I'm able to micro properly. And this is why I didn't want to engage these girls, but the engagement has been forced, so now I'm just going to ride into them, activate heavy shot, and just basically murder them with heavy shots. And all of my four of my Amazonian riders doing this. But still, I am losing about 40 of my chicks doing this. So yeah, my Galatian legionaries losing in the center here. I wasn't able to break the Astati, unfortunately. I'm winning on the flanks though. Persian Cav comes in to change that around. Galatian legionaries getting hit here by Illyrian Thoreos. At this point I make a mistake. I have now defeated one side of the Scythian noblewomen, and now I'm going to be moving around this flank. The enemy general is here, the Amazonians are here, the noblewomen are here. I mean, I should have gone this way. Really should have gone this way. This is one of those points in the battle where that could be the mistake that could potentially cost me, lose me the battle. So if I had split up my Scythian noblewomen here, that would be very important. Now I have some Cappadocian cavalry just standing around doing nothing, that's another thing. But coordinating an assault like this can get a bit tricky. So my Galatian legionaries here, not doing too well at all. I was just destroyed by the charge of the Galatian legionaries with fast charge. Although my Galatian swords took the worst of it, it meant that the Hastati were saved. So the Hastati are still in the fight. Trying to get a few good charges in with the Cappadocian cavalry. Hitting depleted units, always a good time. Also try to stop them from joining the fight, sending in the Galatian swords over here. I'm trying to get at the enemy general, but this is where... if I had sent one unit, one side over, like half the units here, there would be nowhere for this general to go. But unfortunately, I did mess that up. So the Cappadocian cav smashes in. These units are in Pride, so I need to pull out relatively quickly. I didn't manage to get the general. So Pride is increasing weapon damage up to 52 and 47 for the Hastati. Like, how the hell am I going to be able to deal with that? Well, one of the ways I could deal with it was by actually killing the enemy general, which splitting off my forces could have allowed me to do. So, getting a rear charge here on the Sarmatian horsemen, running away with my Cappadocians from the Scythians. And here I mess up with my general. I get a bit too cocky. I send him in against enemy infantry that I'm firing on. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. I'm taking hit point damage. I'm going to lose men on the disengage. And I'm even running away in the wrong direction. Very bad. Very poor. So getting rear charges here against the Galatian legionaries. Doing reasonably well here on the flanks actually. I have a lot of these horse archers left. And I'm going to swing them around the flanks and get some delicious heavy shots into the Galatian legionaries. And at this point, I'm actually thinking, well, I won this. However, I sent my general the wrong way. My general is being smashed by precursors, being smashed by Illyrian Thureos, and now my general is just playing off the field. Huge problem for me. Huge problem. So my Scythian Amazonian riders are doing a good job firing into the backs of these units, killing Galatian legionary and Hastati alike. But I didn't deal with this Scythian noblewoman, and that's a bit of a mistake. I'm looking at this battle in retrospect. I'm so annoyed that I sent my general this way and that I didn't split up my horse archers, that I just blobbed them. I got overconfident and I'm paying for it, because against Dorner's army, you just cannot afford to make any mistakes, not a single one. Trying to inflict the rear charge penalties here on the Galatian legionaries to make them break so I can pull out my units. My Galatian legionaries getting swamped here by the Persian cav general. They have done extremely well, 176 kills, that's pretty good. But now they are getting destroyed. And I only have these units, these Galatian legionaries here left. And Dorner has a few Galatian legionaries left. Persian cavalry and Scythian noblewomen and Illyrian Thureos. So, I don't know how much ammunition is left on these girls, but I'm going to focus on them anyway. Get some shots off and just scare them away, because I want to use the rest of my ammunition on try to get at the general. But the way the general is, if I start sending my Amazonians around now, they can very easily get singled out by this this noblewoman here. So let's see, do they have their bows out? Yeah, they have their bows out. So I don't have a lot of ammunition left at this point. I have very little ammunition left. I'm going to spend some of it on these Illyrian Thureos. Just try to break them. I'm not going to fire at them too much. Just a few volleys. But unfortunately it wasn't enough to break them. And now it's starting to sink in that shit, I don't have this. Because if I had a lot of ammunition left, maybe. I don't have a lot of ammunition left. I lost my general. That's a huge problem. And in a way, I'm mostly annoyed because those are mistakes that I made. Like not splitting up the cavalry not using my general very recklessly when I wouldn't have needed to use him that recklessly. Those are just straight up mistakes, poor decisions, and mismanagement, and it's very, very annoying to. It's very, very annoying that those things happened, because those were things that were under my control. I cannot control the enemy army. I cannot control the enemy, what the enemy commander is doing with his army. But I should be able to control what I'm doing. So, once again, trying to finish off these Illyrian Therails, probably wasting ammunition at them at this point. Once again, should have sent my Amazonians around and tried to put some pressure on the general here. But at this point, I'm like, what the hell? Let's just. And that's another thing. His Scythian noblewomen have precision shots, so that's something that makes it even worse for my poor girls. So the last charge of glory. Cappadocian Cav into the Persian Cav. Just prevent him from hitting my infantry. Try to hit the enemy infantry here. Pull out of the engagement. Follow up with Galatian legionaries. My Cappadocian Cav got smashed on that charge. The follow-up from the Galatian legionaries isn't going to be enough because there's so many men left in this unit. So I'm going to send in my Amazonians, try to fire at the enemy general, and this Cappadocian Cav here is actually killing a bit of the Persian Cav, because the Persian Cav is trying to pull away from it. So attacked in the rear. Looks like it's going to turn around now. I am somewhat winning here with these Galatian legionaries. 198 kills, always nice when a unit breaks 200 kills. The Scythian noblewomen are going to rush in to support here. The Persian cavalry would have won that engagement, but just to make sure, I guess. The Cappadocians get another charge against the Galatian legionaries. And I'm going to try to rear charge them here. Boom. Didn't do too much, not worthy of a boom. Actually, it did some damage. Just it takes them a while to get up because they're so heavy. So I'm going to pull away here and smash into this blob. But at this point, it's just, I mean, there's just no way that I'm going to be winning this. I am focusing on the blob with my Amazonians, and the Persian Cav general has dropped quite significantly. But unfortunately, I am out of ammunition. Too bad. So it looks like it's going to be Chain Route City once these Galatian legionaries break. The Scythian Amazonians still have ammo, still firing. But as you can see, they're starting to waver and break, and they're going to be off the field very soon. So in terms of kills, it's interesting that I lost the battle and killed 300 more men than Dorner did. But I did deploy less men, I did have more cavalry. And as you can see, his Hastati, because of the frontal charge, the Hastati didn't really do that much. But my Galatian swords did only marginally better, because they in turn got charged by the Galatian legionaries with fast charge. And some of the Galatian legionaries that fought units that didn't have fast charge did a reasonably good job. So getting 2 experience chevrons here, 176, 109, 211. Some of the cavalry does a reasonably good job. Now, in hindsight, I might have given these Scythian noblewomen a bit too much respect. In hindsight, I should have sent all of my units to one side and killed them. Like I did with this unit. It did manage to kill 40 of my gals, but that doesn't make them cost effective whatsoever. So the issue with having horse archers and infantry and cavalry is that it makes it very hard to micro. And you could sort of see that my micro was slipping with my general and with not splitting up these units, just using them in a single blob. And those two things, those are the main two things that I believe cost me this battle, because what I wanted to try was, in the first battle, pull away and then engage. Then I was fairly certain I was going to win. The other thing I wanted to try was what I did in this battle, which was to engage and try to block as many fast charges as possible. And it almost worked. It could have worked a lot better had I finished off these City Noblewomen and not wasted my general. Then I think, because quite a few of my units will rout when I don't have any discipline. All of these units aren't disciplined. So at the point where my general dies, it's going to be very tough. But I think it would definitely be, using the strategy I used in this battle, it would definitely be possible to win. The problem is, though, that if Dorner's charges gets blocked, he will get some charges with fast charge, and those engagements he's going to win decisively. The problem is, though, that for me, not for him, but for me, the problem is that he can use pride. So boosting his hostility up to 47 weapon damage, and up to the 50s for Galatian legionaries. And there isn't really any way for me to deal with that other than playing a better game. And I can't afford to make any mistakes against an army like this. So in this battle I made 2 monumental errors, and I really thought in the beginning there, I really thought that I have this, and then I started slipping with the micro. So lesson learned there. Very frustrating to lose that battle. I don't get frustrated a lot by losing battles, but this particular battle frustrated me because I made mistakes that were extremely newbie. So the score is 1-1. We'll see what happens in game number 3, the last and final between me and Dorner. Strength and honor.